Truth over fear here, guys. I want to talk to you guys about something. We'll be talking about consciousness. And I'm sure that you have experienced lots of different definitions for the word consciousness. But we need to have one to work on, or one that we agree on. And my definition of consciousness is the awareness of being aware. Whenever you catch yourself, whenever you notice yourself noticing something, there's your consciousness. There are beautiful sceneries that take your breath away, and you go, wow, I'm really looking at this, aren't I? There, you're experiencing your consciousness. You're being aware that you're being aware. Does that make sense? Okay. So I'm going to be talking about consciousness and calendars and what those two things have to do with one another. There's a very, very profound connection between the two that you haven't been privy to. Okay, calendars. We got consciousness down. What is a calendar? A calendar is the absolute center of any civilization's consciousness. Absolutely everything that happens in a civilization and all references to what has happened before or what may come all exist on the calendar that civilization is using. Your birthday is a good start. That's on the calendar. Your due dates, your bill dates, your graduation time, all of the evaluation of how much your production is worth, everything is due to the calendar. Absolutely everything that happens in our civilization happens in relation to the calendar. Can you see how the calendar is the center of a civilization's consciousness? And so consciousness always has an orientation. Always. It's located at all times. In our current civilization, time and place are the orientation of your consciousness. Time and place. Time is a consideration. You've probably already noticed this. Some afternoons are very long. Some evenings are very short. You know what I'm saying? Time is a consideration. It's flexible. Time is only an idea, but it is also an agreement in our calendar. It's an agreement of consideration. Time is an agreement between people. Place is an agreement. In every place holds different kinds of consciousness, doesn't it? Florida has different consciousness than Texas, doesn't it? And so does New York and Los Angeles and Paris and Japan. All of those places have a different orientation to their consciousness, just as different times have had a different orientation to consciousness. The 15th century consciousness is different than our current one. So these two considerations, time and place, are very, very pivotal to our existence. This is how consciousness and calendars, that agreement on what time it is, interact. And it goes deeper, but it's working right now. Some time ago, a very short time ago, you saw this video and you considered that you would watch it. And since then, you've been handling all kinds of other considerations that have come up. And you held to your decision to be here, to your agreement of place and time. And so here you are. Welcome. This is how it's always worked. Through your entire life, it has been time and place, time and place, time and place. In every moment. So consciousness and calendars are very, very connected. There's a small point, actually an infinitesimally small speck, that is your consciousness. Of course, we know that that's not our body. It's not our mind. There is this consciousness of spiritual essence, if you will, which does the considering of these things. That is that small point. And what that small point is your viewpoint. Your viewpoint is always established by time and place. The location of that is always by those considerations. So your viewpoint is sacred. Absolutely sacred. For only one reason. You're the only one that can have it. In all of creation, you individually are the only person who can have your viewpoint. And nothing that I'm saying today is meant to change your viewpoint. That is your job. What I'm going to do today is feed your viewpoint. And you do with that information whatever you will. Okay? This is not something for you to believe in. Believing this is useless. Knowing it is absolutely vital. Believing in it? No. Believing in me? No. Implementing this into your own viewpoint from your own point of view is very important. Now, our calendar is the Gregorian calendar. This is the calendar that all business worldwide is run on. All business is conducted on the Gregorian calendar. That was actually put in place in 1582 by Pope Gregory. And the Gregorian calendar didn't go down that easy with indigenous populations around the planet. It was put in 1582, but there was a lot of other calendars in existence for every other civilization. But when the Gregorian calendar was put in by the Catholic Church and the nobility of Spain, they had to kill a lot of people to get them to follow this calendar. And everywhere they went, they planted the flag of whatever nation had conquered that continent, and then laid down the law of what day it was. Our calendar is based on our sun, and around the sun is where we are, the Earth. And around the sun goes the planet. Every 365 and 1/4 day. And that's the way it is, says the Jesuits and the Catholic Church, the enslavers of our time. This calendar measures the physical motion of our planet through space around our sun. And that is the center of our civilization's consciousness. Our civilization's consciousness is focused on the physical motion of an object around another physical object. Our whole concept of time in our civilization is the motion of physical things through space. So the whole of our civilization's consciousness is focused on physical evidence only. This is insidious. This is diabolical. This is a plan, an agenda. Our whole civilization's consciousness is focused on physical because of our calendar. Remember, we used to have religious holidays, spiritual concepts? As a matter of fact, when the Gregorian calendar went in, the first year of the Gregorian calendar was Year of Our Lord. 0001. Year of Our Lord. The next year was 002 of Our Lord. You go talking about 2021, Year of Our Lord, people are going to look at you kind of weird. The whole concept that time has anything to do with spirituality has eroded, hasn't it? What used to be very sacred days, like Christmas, now a good Christmas is a lot of stuff sold to a lot of people, instead of things lovingly made by hand to bestow the part. Christmas has come down to a fucking dollar sign, a worthless piece of paper that holds no value. Easter. Remember Easter? The little baskets, you go out and hunt the eggs and all that. Now Easter is just a marketing opportunity, isn't it? What's happening here is not a mystery. What's happening is that our whole consciousness, by our calendar, is focused only on physical or money, worthless money. People see more value in money than they do other people. Other civilizations, indigenous civilizations, had different kinds of calendars. Hardly any of them, especially the central calendars of civilizations, had to do with this orbit. The archaeologists who studied ancient civilizations have found that there are many, many calendars, most of them having 360 days. The Tibetan calendar, the Chinese calendar, the Mayan calendar, the Celtic calendar, the Hebrew calendar have 360 days, not 365 and 1/4 days. Of course, we've been taught and indoctrinated by our educational institutions that those poor primitive people just didn't have it. They just had an approximate solar year that they counted. And they were just too dumb to know the truth. Excuse me, but we're going to overthrow this cabal today. And the only way to do that is to get rid of your favorite religion or religions, which is money, government, and the Vatican or the church. The unholy trinity of belief. Most people don't think that they're under mind control. Most people don't think that they have a religion. Even if they claim, I don't have a religion. Okay, I'm not a religious person. They have a religion. Because there are two universal world religions, and they are both owned and controlled by the dark occult priest class. It is based upon belief or dogmatic belief system. Unquestioned beliefs, not on the search for truth. That is not what religion is based upon. Ultimately, this father aspect of this unholy trinity is controlled by a dark occult priest class that are satanic, that are Luciferian. They are the ultimate deceivers. They are the puppet master of this world. Religion, which is their invention, is the essence of all mind control. And it is the basis of their old world order, which over thousands of years broke down. And that's why they invented a new system. Because that old system was based on direct rulership under the divine right of kings, of these beings that claim to be given power or to be ordained by God to rule over other people. And that notion is no longer really accepted by people. Yet it has been replaced by two universal religions. It's an internal form of control because it's based on belief. So they're getting us to emotionally identify with the accumulation of money, worthless money, and being in fear without it. Because we believe that nothing can be done without this substance. Because everybody else believes that nothing can be done without it. Which is all a lie, all a deception, and it's all untrue. Money's never been real. It's not real now. It never will be real. It's a replacement for energy, but it is not energy itself. It is a deception for energy, a perversion. Money is a construct that only exists in the mind, and they get us focused on it emotionally. So it perpetuates apathy about anything that is real, anything that is true. We're focused on this illusory thing that doesn't exist. Human beings worship money. This is our new God. This is the new God of the New World Order. It's the ultimate religion. Because even people that don't believe in the authority of man believe in money. This is a complete belief, and it is the ultimate religion that people will eventually have to say that this is not true. This is not what the truth is. Whereas religion is about mind control and thought control, money is about emotional control. Government controls actions of people. It perpetuates cowardice because people don't want to stand up to the entity that believes it has been granted this monopoly on violence, which doesn't exist as well. You can't grant somebody right to do a wrong because it's not a right, it's a wrong. Government is based entirely upon the erroneous belief of this concept of authority of man, which, as we've already seen, derives from this original divine right of king of this occult, dark priest class, this Satanist and Luciferian dark priest class that claims that they are rightful rulers because the gods gave them the rights to rule over us. And they put it in the Bible, in Romans 13. And this belief in authority is perpetuated by everybody who believes in the concept of government, which, as we've already said, government means mind control. Government is the violent enforcer for the father, the dark occultist, and the mother, the bankster, financialist. And it is the implementation of their new world order. This is how this system of control works. And this is what we need to stop believing in, and how it fits into worldview. These things are part of our worldview. We believe in them as real. We identify with them and take part in them as a people. And that needs to stop. We need to say no. Why? Because they're all illusions. We are addicted to erroneous belief systems. And we're addicted to the concept that things have always been this way and that we have no choice and that it's an endless program and it's always running and it's always going to be this way, when that is simply not true. Change is possible because we are the ones holding this thing up through our beliefs in money and authority. What are the great religions of universal slavery? The great slave religions. These false beliefs and false concepts have crept their way into man's mind and set themselves up as viruses. And people just continue to go on with these beliefs in these religions. Only we can stop this because we're the ones holding it up.